Yo, the internet is exploding right now because Jason Lee just did the unthinkable. Out of nowhere, the Hollywood plug himself dropped a bomb so wild, fans can't even tell what's real and what's a setup. We're talking Beyoncé, yes, Queen Bey, and the kind of secrets she never wanted the world to hear. Jason Lee went live and claimed he's got receipts that could end careers, and y'all, Beyoncé's team is in full panic mode. People say the vibes behind the scenes turn dark fast. Sources close to Parkwood say Beyoncé hasn't slept in days, pacing around her mansion, furious and paranoid, calling emergency meetings with her PR team, her lawyers, even her mama, Miss Tina. Meanwhile, Jason's doubling down, saying, "I warned her, don't play with me." The Beyhive's losing its mind, celebrities are unfollowing each other, and Jay-Z's name is starting to trend for all the wrong reasons. Fans are asking, what does Jason know that could shake Beyoncé like this? This isn't just another rumor, this might be the first time the Queen's halo slips. And if what Jason Lee's saying is true, it's about to change how we see Beyoncé forever. The world stopped when Jason Lee went live on Instagram that night. It wasn't just another gossip rant, his tone was different. Calm, confident, and a little too dangerous. "They told me not to speak," Jason said, looking straight into the camera. "But I don't take orders from billionaires who hide behind perfect images." Tonight, y'all gone see what the industry really looks like behind Beyoncé's smile. Within minutes, social media exploded. The Beyhive swarmed his comment section, spamming bees, calling him a liar. But Jason didn't flinch. He scrolled through the chaos, smirking, and dropped a single sentence that would send the internet into meltdown. "I've got the emails, the texts, the cover-ups, and even her own people know what she's been hiding." He didn't even say what it was yet, just that. And the mystery alone was enough to send the whole entertainment world spiraling. By midnight, Jason Lee X Beyoncé was trending #1 worldwide. Meanwhile, inside Beyoncé's circle, things were far from calm. A close source told Candid Culture that Beyoncé was in full crisis mode inside her Los Angeles mansion. Her phone was blowing up, calls from her management, Roc Nation lawyers, even Solange trying to get through. She wasn't answering anyone but Jay-Z. She was pacing back and forth, the insider said. "You know how calm she usually is. Not this time." She was snapping. She said, "He's playing with fire. He doesn't know who he's messing with." But the crazy part, Jason Lee had already sent Beyoncé's PR rep an email earlier that day. In it, he gave her a 24-hour warning before going public. He said he had first-hand testimony from someone who worked inside Parkwood Entertainment, Beyoncé's own company. And according to Jason, this insider had proof that Beyoncé's queen image was built on manipulation, silenced workers, and secret feuds with A-list artists who were forced to keep quiet. That one claim, forced to keep quiet, hit deep because fans started connecting dots. Old interviews, strange unfollows, mysterious fallouts, suddenly they all made sense. The industry starts whispering. Other celebrities were shook. Rihanna's stylist was spotted liking a shady tweet that read, "Some of y'all's faves ain't as holy as they pretend." Cardi B, who's had her own tension with Beyoncé's team, went on Twitter Spaces and said, "I told y'all the game dirty. People play goddess in public but demon behind the scenes." The timing was too perfect. Everyone thought Cardi was talking about Bey. Meanwhile, Jay-Z was silent, but calmly silent. That's what freaked people out more. Sources close to Roc Nation said he told his lawyers, "Don't move until we know what he really has." But inside the house, Beyoncé wasn't having it. She wanted Jason's live taken down immediately. She reportedly called in favors from platforms. Her label even tried to flag the video through multiple sources. But it was too late. Mirror accounts had already reposted it everywhere: TikTok, YouTube, Reddit. The clip had gone viral. Jason doubles down. In a second live stream, Jason went even deeper. He said he didn't want to destroy Beyoncé, but he wanted to expose what he called the hypocrisy of Hollywood. He dropped one name, Latavia Robertson, one of the original Destiny's Child members who left the group decades ago. Jason claimed Latavia had reached out to him weeks ago and said, Beyoncé's team blackballed her from every major industry opportunity. "Y'all ever wonder why Latavia disappeared?" Jason asked. "Because when you cross the queen, the kingdom makes sure you're erased." Fans went wild. Old Destiny's Child footage resurfaced online. People started pointing out how Beyoncé's old interviews didn't line up. And Latavia herself posted a cryptic IG story saying, "The truth always finds a Mick." The internet was in chaos. Some fans defended Beyoncé Jason's lying for clout, while others said, "Too many people been quiet too long." And the wildest part, someone leaked screenshots allegedly between Beyoncé's PR manager and a crisis strategist planning to pay Jason Lee hush money before he went live. Whether real or fake, that screenshot made the situation explode. Inside Beyoncé's home that night, she sat in her private studio, staring at the wall. The calm queen we all see on stage was gone. She was shaking, furious. "He's not going to drag my name like this," she told Jay-Z. "Not after everything I built." Jay looked at her, hands folded, calm as ever. "Then we hit him with silence," he said. "Let him burn out. Attention is his oxygen." But Beyoncé wasn't buying it. "Silence is how they twist your story," she snapped. "Not this time." That's when she made the call. A private investigator. Quiet, off the books. Someone who'd dealt with media blackmail before. Her mission? Find out who inside Park would leak those files. Because Beyoncé knew Jason Lee couldn't have gotten this info alone. Someone close to her had betrayed her. And whoever that was, their life was about to get very uncomfortable. Meanwhile, the fans kept digging. A TikTok user claimed they found Jason's mystery source, a woman named Cynthia, who used to work as an assistant for Beyoncé's stylist. Others said the real source was someone much closer, maybe even family. Rumors swirled that Solange was furious at how Beyoncé treated some ex-employees. Others whispered that Blue Ivy overheard a conversation between her parents about people being paid off. The theories got darker every hour. Jason, seeing the internet chaos, posted again, "The next drop will end careers. Stay tuned." The Bayhive panicked. PR teams called in favors. Blogs started deleting posts after mysterious requests. But the damage was done. The flawless image was cracking. Behind the scenes, Beyoncé's world was trembling, not because she'd been exposed, but because she didn't know how deep the leak went. She whispered to Jay that night before bed, "If they know what I think they know, it's over." Jay looked at her, silent, and said just one line, "Then we better make sure they don't." And that's when everything changed. Because the next day, Jason Lee dropped something no one saw coming, and it didn't just involve Beyoncé. It involved someone inside her own home. The betrayal had a name the next morning. The sun barely rose before Jason Lee posted again. A single black screen with white letters lit up his feed. She trusted the wrong one. That was it. No caption. No tag, just that one line. But within minutes, the internet already had a theory. Jason was talking about someone inside Beyoncé's inner circle. And they were right. Hours later, Jason went live again, this time, not from his usual Hollywood setup. He was in a hotel suite, dimly lit, with a folder in his lap. He leaned forward and said, "Y'all wanted the truth? Let's start with the one person Beyoncé never thought would talk." Then he said the name, Angie Bank, her cousin, her longtime assistant, the woman who had been with her since Destiny's Child. Fans lost it. There's no way. He's lying. Beyoncé would never let family betray her. But Jason wasn't bluffing. He flipped open the folder and pulled out printed screenshots, emails, text threads, voice memos. He claimed they were direct messages between Angie and a Hollywood gossip consultant hired to leak information anonymously. The messages were messy. One of them read, "You didn't hear it from me, but she's not who people think. The truth's been buried for years. People close to her are tired." Another said, "If this gets out, I'll lose everything. But maybe it's time the world sees the real queen." And at the bottom, a voice note. Jason pressed play. The voice was low, calm, familiar. "She treats loyalty like a transaction," it said. "If you're not useful, you're disposable." Jason looked into the camera. "You tell me, does that sound like a stranger?" The live went crazy. The comments section exploded. "That's Angie's voice. This is fake. No way she'd turn on her bloodline." But deep inside Beyoncé's mansion, the truth was cutting like glass. Inside Beyoncé's camp, panic turned to rage. The moment Jason said Angie's name, Parkwood Entertainment locked down. Non-disclosure agreements were pulled. Access cards were disabled. One employee said Beyoncé ordered her entire digital team to sweep every computer, phone, and server for leaks. She wasn't crying, the source said. She was furious. It wasn't fear anymore, it was betrayal. Jay-Z tried to calm her down, but Beyoncé was done listening. She reportedly called Angie herself, not through management, not through lawyers, but directly. "Why would you do this to me?" Bianca's voice cracked over the phone. Angie didn't deny it. "You forgot who I am," she said quietly. "I protected you for years, but you stopped protecting us. You think this helps you?" Bianca snapped. "You're burning the family for clicks." "No," Angie said. "I'm reminding you you're human." Then the call ended. That was the moment Bianca broke. She threw her phone, it shattered across the marble floor, and she reportedly said to Jay, "She wants war? Then I'll give her war." Meanwhile, Jason Lee wasn't done. He teased part 2 of the reveal, and this time, he said he'd expose what Bianca does to people who cross her. The Bayhive was losing its mind, but industry insiders weren't surprised. One former producer told The Blast, "Bianca's power is unmatched. If she thinks you betrayed her, your career's done before sunrise. Jason better watch himself." But Jason wasn't backing down. He hinted that Bianca's image as a feminist icon wasn't as spotless as fans believed. He claimed there were NDAs hiding stories from dancers, songwriters, and even stylists who'd been silenced for telling the truth. He dropped one line that sent shockwaves through the fandom. "She's built an empire of silence, and now it's talking." Behind closed doors, Bianca's retaliation began. Jay-Z had already pulled strings with certain platforms. Bianca's legal team sent cease and desist letters to Jason's team and every major blog reposting his clips. But Jason had gone rogue: offshore servers, mirror accounts, and encrypted backups. He'd learned from the last time Hollywood tried to silence him. So Bianca changed tactics. She decided to fight the only way she knew how: through control and narrative. Within 24 hours, her PR team leaked exclusive stories to friendly outlets. The headlines read, "Bianca victim of targeted media smear campaign. Insiders confirm leaked audio is deepfake. Jason Lee facing legal action for defamation." The goal was simple: discredit him before the truth stuck. And for a while it worked. Blogs started doubting him. Fans posted comparisons showing how the Angie voice might have been edited. Some said it didn't sound like her at all. Jason went quiet. For 2 days, he didn't post a thing. Bianca started to breathe again. She told her mother, "We flipped the script. It's dying down." But Miss Tina wasn't so sure. "Baby, when someone like Jason goes silent," she warned, "it's never over. It's loading." And she was right. 3 days later, Jason came back swinging. He dropped a full 17-minute video titled "The Receipts Bianca Can't Erase." It opened with footage from an event in 2016, a backstage clip showing Bianca arguing with someone off camera. The voice was muffled, but clear enough to catch one explosive line: "I made you who you are. Don't ever forget it." The screen cut to Jason, sitting in front of the footage. "That's Bianca," he said, talking to another artist. "A big one. You'll know who soon." Fans froze the clip, zoomed in, enhanced audio. Everyone was convinced the person she was arguing with was Rihanna. Twitter exploded. Bianca and Rihanna fought? The industry is shaking. Theories started swirling that Bianca had blackballed Rihanna from certain awards, that their sisterhood was fake. Old interviews resurfaced where Rihanna looked uncomfortable when asked about Bianca. Jason didn't confirm it, but he didn't deny it either. "All I'll say," he teased, "is sometimes your idols ain't your friends." The damage control hit red alert. Rock Nation issued a statement calling the clip doctored. Bianca's team said Jason was fabricating moments to chase attention. But behind the scenes, insiders said Bianca was spiraling. She locked herself in her home studio for 2 days straight, one friend told Rap Daily. She wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, she was planning. She said she needed to remind the world who she is, the queen. And that's when Bianca made a move nobody expected. She called her creative team and said 3 words: "We're dropping music." Not just any music, a surprise single. A dark, moody, defiant track called Halo's Gone. It dropped at midnight without warning, and the lyrics had fans shook. "You said you knew me, but you only knew the crown. You broke the silence. Now the walls are coming down." People were convinced it was a direct shot at Jason Lee and maybe even Angie. The track went #1 overnight. The Bayhive rallied. The queen is unbothered. She turned pain into art. But Jason wasn't finished. Because right when Bianca thought she'd regained control, he dropped the final teaser. "Tomorrow, we name names. The person who gave me everything. The one who was inside her home." The betrayal is blood deep. The post ended with a single B emoji and the world went silent. In the morning, Jason Lee would go live one last time, and the name he'd reveal wouldn't just shake Bianca's empire. It would split her entire family in half. Morning light crept across Los Angeles. But for Blanc, or rather, the queen as everyone around her called her, sleep was impossible. Phone screens glowed red with notifications, headlines, and hashtags that refused to die. Jason Lee's teaser had turned into the most watched cliffhanger in social media history. The betrayal is blood deep. Inside her private compound, tension was thick enough to taste. Assistants whispered, stylists avoided eye contact, and even the chef played music louder than usual just to drown out the silence. The queen sat at the kitchen island, sunglasses on, scrolling through chaos. "They think they can rewrite my story?" she muttered. Jay looked up from his laptop. "They can try, but we control the ending." He always spoke like a chess player, calm and precise. But this time, even he looked uneasy. Because whatever Jason planned to reveal next, it wasn't just gossip. It was family. Jason Lee Live, the big drop that afternoon. 3 million people joined Jason's stream before he even said a word. The comment feed flew faster than he could read. He smiled, sipped water, and said, "Y'all ready? Tonight we talk about the bloodline secret." He paused, letting the tension cook. Then, "I didn't go looking for this. It came to me from someone who felt invisible inside that kingdom. Someone who's tired of being erased." The screen flashed photos, family gatherings, blurred faces, cropped cousins. Jason claimed one of those relatives had reached out with proof that the queen's empire wasn't built on talent alone but on quiet deals and buried relationships. He clicked play on a short audio clip. The voice was gentle, emotional. "She forgot where she came from," it said. "She turned her back on the ones who carried her name before it meant anything." Jason leaned in. "You'll recognize this voice when you hear the full story. But for now, let's just say the betrayal came from inside the bloodline." The internet lost its mind. Every blog, every gossip account, every stan page went into detective mode. People dragged out old family photos, old interviews, even birth records. Within an hour, the rumor mill had named a dozen possible relatives. Back at the compound, the queen slammed her phone down. "He's not exposing my family," she snapped. "He's using them." "Then let him talk," Jay said softly. "Truth dies when it's over-explained." "No," she said, standing. "We fight fire with spectacle." The counter moved within 24 hours. Her team dropped an exclusive short film on YouTube titled Legacy: A Family Story. It showed childhood clips, home videos, a loving mother's narration about unity and resilience. The timing was no coincidence. It painted her as grounded, grateful, unbreakable. Fans cried in the comments, "This is why she's the queen." Jason's camp called it damage control with filters. And still the mystery voice hung in the air. The secret meeting late that night, the queen's phone buzzed. A single text from a blocked number. "He's not lying. Meet me before midnight. 1780 Sunset Plaza." Against Jay's advice, she went. Black SUV. Tinted windows. Hoodie up. Inside, a candle-lit cafe sat a woman she hadn't seen in years, a relative who'd left the public eye after a quiet fallout. "You shouldn't have come," the queen said, "and you shouldn't have built walls so high nobody could see in," the woman replied. They talked for hours. The woman revealed she had spoken to Jason Lee not for revenge, but for recognition. "All I wanted was the truth told right," she said. "But he twisted it for clicks." The queen's expression softened, then hardened again. "Then fix it. He recorded everything," the woman whispered. "Even this might be recorded." That sentence froze the queen's blood. Jason's next post the following morning, Jason uploaded a teaser, a still frame of two silhouettes in a cafe. Caption: "When royalty meets its reflection." No audio, no names, just a date. Friday full story drops. The internet went nuclear. Reporters camped outside Rock Nation. Paparazzi followed every car that left the mansion. Even other artists started subtweeting cryptic lines. One tweet from a famous singer read, "Power is quiet until it's cornered." People thought it was about her. The queen strikes back. Friday came. Before Jason could post his full story, the queen went live first. A rare move. Millions tuned in. She appeared in a dim studio. No makeup, just raw emotion. "I built my career on love, not perfection," she said. But when lies become louder than truth, I'll stand in the noise and sing. Then, without warning, she performed a new verse a cappella addressing betrayal, forgiveness, and legacy. Blood makes us family, not loyal. Truth makes us free, not royal. The internet froze. Even Jason Lee paused his upload. For a moment, everyone forgot the scandal and just listened. But the peace didn't last. That night, Jason dropped the unedited calf footage, only a few seconds, showing two women embracing, one whispering, "They'll never see me the same." No context, no names, but the speculation was instant. Fallout by morning. Headlines screamed, "Queen confronts family betrayal." Her fans were split down the middle. Some said it proved she was human. Others said she was manipulating sympathy. In industry circles, whispers spread that powerful people were choosing sides: labels, sponsors, award boards. But one thing was clear: Jason Lee had won the internet, and the Queen still owned the culture. And somewhere in between, truth blurred into legend. Behind the curtain back at the mansion, Jay poured 2 glasses of wine. "You gave them what they wanted," he said. "A performance." "I gave them me," she corrected. "And that's what scares them most." She looked out over the city lights, jaw tight. "Let them talk. When the next album drops, they'll be quoting my pain like scripture." Jay smiled faintly. "You just turned gossip into gospel." She nodded. "And Jason's not done. But neither am I." The screen fades to black. Jason posts one last message. "Final episode tomorrow. You think you've seen the truth? Wait till you see who called me first." The fandom holds its breath. The Queen stares at her phone, unread messages piling up. She whispers to herself, half prayer, half promise, "I built my empire on silence. Now, I'll rebuild it with sound." The countdown ended at midnight. 3 million viewers waited on Jason Lee's channel, hearts pounding, comments flying like confetti. Final episode. Drop it. End the Queen. Then nothing. A black screen. 30 seconds of silence. Finally, Jason's voice, calm, theatrical, perfectly rehearsed. "Every story has a beginning, but not every queen remembers who helped crown her." The screen lit up with a slow-motion montage of old award show footage, behind-the-scenes clips, and blurred screenshots that looked like text threads. Over it, Jason narrated like a documentarian-turned-poet. "I didn't expose this for revenge. I exposed it because Hollywood eats truth for breakfast and serves illusion for dinner." He leaned toward the camera, eyes steady. "And before you decide who's guilty, remember, power always edits the footage." Then the bombshell, a recorded phone call between Jason and a verified industry insider. The voice on the other end said, "You think she's scared of losing fans? She's scared of losing the myth." Twitter went nuclear. Hashtag losing the myth trended worldwide in seconds. Inside the Queen's Husethi, Queen sat in her studio, surrounded by screens streaming the chaos. Her phone rang nonstop. Friends, family, even rival artists calling to check in or secretly gloat. She answered none. Jay entered quietly, holding a tablet. "He's got one more clip," he said. "Let him play it," she answered. "I'm done hiding." She walked to the microphone in the center of the room, lit only by a single golden bulb. "If he wants a finale, I'll give him one." The public response before Jason could upload his final reveal. The Queen's team hijacked the narrative again. Out of nowhere, her official channel went live. A countdown appeared. Truth in real time starting now. Millions jumped ship from Jason's stream to hers. The chat exploded. "Is this happening?" "She's fighting back." The camera cut to her standing alone on stage, no dancers, no lights, just her and a mic. "I've been called perfect, fake, heartless, divine," she began. "Tonight, I'll be something else, honest." She performed a stripped-down medley that told her life story in lyrics: fame, pressure, betrayal, survival. Between verses, she spoke directly to fans. "If you think your heroes don't cry, you've never seen one bleed in silence." Viewers wrote, "This feels real. She's reclaiming her power." Jason's numbers started dropping. For the first time, he looked nervous on camera. "She's trying to out-narrate me," he muttered. But the Queen wasn't narrating. She was testifying. Backstage whispers, her staff stood frozen behind monitors. One assistant whispered, "She's ad-libbing everything." None of this was planned. Jay smiled slightly. "That's what makes it bulletproof." Then a phone buzzed. It was Jason's team offering to go live together for a joint conversation. The Queen looked at Jay. "You think I should?" "Only if you're ready for him to twist it." he warned. Then I'll twist back, she said, already walking to the laptop. The showdown streamed within minutes. Both screens merged split-screen live stream. Jason on one side, the Queen on the other. The internet broke in half. Jason started. You had a chance to tell your truth before I did. Why wait until I exposed it? Because my truth isn't a headline, she replied calmly. It's a heartbeat, and you can't edit that. Jason fired back. People deserve to know who you really are. Then ask yourself, she said, who benefits when women are dragged for being powerful? Silence. Even Jason hesitated. I'll admit, he said, you've mastered the game. No, she answered. I just stopped playing. Comments flooded the feed. This is legendary. She ended him politely. This is bigger than gossip. The live stream hit 20 million views in 20 minutes. Aftermath, the power shift the next day. Blogs didn't headline Jason or the leaks, they headlined her comeback. The Queen turned scandal into stage art. When gossip meets grace, even critics admitted she'd done the impossible, turned public humiliation into performance healing. Jason, meanwhile, posted a reflective note. Sometimes the truth becomes entertainment before it becomes change. It went viral for a day, then faded. The private resolution weeks later, the Queen met with her estranged relative again, this time away from cameras. No microphones, no threats, just family. You wanted to be heard, she said. Now that the world listened, what do you want next? Peace, the woman replied, and maybe forgiveness. Forgiveness I can give, the Queen said softly. Peace we'll both have to earn. They hugged. No press ever saw the photo. The Rebirth project 3 months later, a mysterious trailer dropped. Project Phoenix, a visual album by the Queen. The tagline read, From Ashes to Anthem. Fans knew instantly this was the closure. The first single opened with the sound of static fading into her voice. They tried to end me with noise. I answered with music. The visuals mirrored her journey, tabloid covers burning away to reveal a single image, her standing barefoot in rain, smiling. It wasn't denial. It was transcendence. Jason's coda months later, during an interview, Jason was asked if he regretted the expos. He chuckled. Regret? Nah, but I learned something. You can break a story, but breaking a legend only makes her bigger. The host laughed. So you helped her? Guess we both got what we wanted. She got redemption. I got ratings. He winked at the camera. The audience roared. Epilogue Legacy. The Queen's next world tour sold out in seconds. Critics called it the most transparent art pop fusion of the decade. During her final show, she paused mid-set and said, they called it a scandal. I call it my education. The crowd screamed. Cameras flashed. And as fireworks filled the sky, she whispered the final lyric of the night. And there you have it, y'all. From private whispers to public redemption, the Queen just turned one of the messiest scandals in pop history into a masterclass on power, purpose, and PR. Jason thought he had the last word, but what he really did was give her the perfect plot twist. You can't cancel somebody who's already learned how to survive every headline. You can't expose what someone's already brave enough to confess. Now the internet's arguing. Was Jason the villain or the vessel? Did the Queen play chess while the rest played checkers? Or was this all one long performance to masterminds using the culture to rewrite the rules of fame? One thing's for sure, the world just watched Image vs. Integrity go head-to-head in real time, and the Queen walked away glowing, not broken. So, what do you think, family? Was this redemption or reinvention? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story ain't over. Trust, the next chapter's already loading. And before you dip, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn that bell icon on, because when the truth gets messy, we clean it up with facts and a little flavor. This is your host, where reality meets receipts and rumors become revelations. Until next time, stay woke, stay safe, and stay watching. Because in this industry, the real story always starts after the cameras stop rolling.